You didn't ghost anyone. You didn't have a falling out. No big argument, no dramatic ending. You just quietly, gradually, without fully deciding to, stopped showing up, stopped replying as fast, stopped making the plans, stopped being the one who reached out first. And one day you looked up and realized the circle had gotten smaller. Not because they left, because you did. And the strangest part? You don't entirely regret it. If that sounds familiar, this video is going to explain something about you that most people will never understand. Because what looks like disappearing from the outside is almost never what it looks like from the inside. Here's what nobody tells you about intelligent people and the way they move through relationships. The more deeply someone thinks, the more they process, the more they notice, the more they see beneath the surface of things, the more exhausting certain kinds of connection become. Not all connection, specific kinds. The kind where nothing real ever gets said. The kind where the same conversation happens in slightly different clothes every single time. The kind where you leave feeling exactly the same as when you arrived. Maybe slightly more drained, most people can sustain those connections indefinitely. They find them comfortable. The familiar rhythm of surface-level exchange feels safe, feels normal, feels like enough. For a certain kind of mind, it doesn't feel like enough. It feels like running a machine at full power to produce nothing. And at some point, quietly, without announcement, that mind makes a calculation. The energy going out is not matching what's coming back, and something shifts. Drop a comment right now if you've ever ended a friendship not with a fight, but with a slow fade, and felt vaguely guilty about it even though you couldn't explain why, because here's the psychology underneath this that most people miss entirely. Intelligent people don't withdraw from people. They withdraw from performances. There is a difference that matters enormously and almost never gets named. A performance is a social interaction where both people are playing a role rather than actually being present, where what's said is designed to maintain the relationship rather than deepen it, where honesty would be disruptive so nobody is honest, where everyone is comfortable and nobody is actually there. Highly intelligent people are almost constitutionally bad at sustaining those performances. Not because they're antisocial, because something in them keeps looking for what's real underneath. And when there's nothing real underneath, the performance starts to feel like an active drain rather than a neutral exchange, so they leave. Quietly, without drama. In a way that often looks, from the outside, like coldness or arrogance or thinking they're better than everyone. They're not thinking they're better. They're thinking, this is costing me more than it's giving me. And I don't know how to say that without hurting someone, so I just stop. Subscribe right now if this is the most accurately described thing you've read about yourself in a long time. Because what comes next is where it gets real. The withdrawal isn't just about other people. It's also about something that happens inside a mind that thinks too much, feels too deeply, and processes everything at a volume most people never have to manage. That kind of mind needs genuine solitude the way other people need social contact. Not as a break from people, as a state where it can actually function, where thoughts can finish, where feelings can be processed without performing anything for anyone, where the constant low-level hum of managing other people's perceptions and emotions and comfort finally goes quiet. And when that mind doesn't get enough of that solitude, when the performances pile up faster than the processing can happen, something starts to close down. Quietly, first at the edges, then deeper. What intelligent people are doing when they disappear isn't rejecting you. They're trying to find enough space to remain themselves, because without that space, they stop being the version of themselves that has anything genuine to offer anyone. Here's what rarely gets said about this pattern. The people who suddenly disappear from everyone's life are often the people who gave the most before they left, who listened deepest, who noticed everything, who were more present in 5 real conversations than most people manage in 50. They didn't leave because they stopped caring. They left because caring at that depth, without reciprocation, without real depth in return, without anyone ever asking how they were and genuinely wanting to know, eventually empties something that doesn't refill easily. The disappearance is not the problem. The disappearance is the symptom. The problem is that somewhere along the way they stopped being the kind of person people knew how to reach, not because they're unreachable, because they require something most people have stopped practicing, Direct. Honesty. The willingness to say something real. And if you're watching this, you probably already know exactly what that feels like from the inside. If this explains something you've never been able to put into words, subscribe to Mind Candid. New psychology every week.